Good morning. Looks like I'm gonna hit a song break there. Although sometimes I'll go ahead and post it anyway. Because we got 1 second into the next song. Alright, so we've got Obs said he tried putting in my game patches, and there's two things, one of which I'm pretty sure I saw in a stream of somebody doing just the regular client, so I don't think it's specific to the integration. Which is some edges appearing at the side of the game screen. So I went in here and made a build. So if I tweak a few settings up here, and I think I actually still have to rebase the patches, but this should allow us to churn through here pretty quick. Auto login will what to do once you get set up. Use custom server 1. Custom server address is my laptop. I think full screen we actually want off. Don't want to bother the lineage server with anything. Reflector, don't want to bother with anything. Review server, I don't know if we even hit it, but don't like to bother them just in case. I didn't know that was a thing. Oops. Would you save and go away? Thank you. Got custom server. Okay, so I'll have to tweak one more thing once we get set up. And I don't think I actually... so this was I was messing around with the... Actually, I'm still in here, which doesn't even exist anymore. Okay, so it worked. And we still have to rebase the patches. It should be hardly any change at this point, just to make sure it works. And then make sure we've recompiled with that. Okay, that at least sets the files. All right, so I think my running theory on the untouchable item bug is that it goes from doing like a left click to a right click or something very, very fast in a way that triggers into auto run state where you don't want to be touching things, but for whatever reason doesn't cause the character to move. Now, that's very, very hard to trigger as is. But, so STG series, if we actually change the double click time, it will become very easy to trigger. All right, so we're on temperature, click through trees. So if we pop, we should be on auto run. Well, I also need to edit this, but just make sure everything's fine. And then we pop back up to get me a terminal. It's fine for now. Get these guys over here. What we actually want to do is then make and copy onelife.xz up to build Windows. No, because we're in game source. Build Windows. Yes. Then if I go back up here, we can run this and pin it for easy starts again. And we do a b.c, gibbity. All right, so that is baseline. Other thing we can do now is go into our settings and set auto login to true, so we don't have to hit that button again. All right, so we enter a lot of files. Living Life page. Double click. So mouse down frames. That was for hold. This is for double click. Sure. How about 30 frames once a second? Let's make it a little bit easier to trigger that. All right, so auto run. Okay, so you can still space it, but it's really easy to activate, which means it can be too easy to activate in some ways. So this might be as simple as two objects. Doesn't have to be a basket necessarily. Oh, yep. So I tried to do that, then dropped it. Oh, well, I moved on that one. I tried that, drop it. Oh. Maybe it has to be a case where I move? No. I thought I had it. Oh? Is it like a double right click with an item? Yeah, because we're sort of in the moving state. But we're not actually moving. Is it any double click? Oh, maybe I'm already in it. Okay, so that did an actual run because you had to move there. Oh, but I'm not getting highlight, which means we're already there. All right, so we have something to go off of now. Now, can we prove if it is... Okay, so the issue, is it actually just... Oh, you can activate auto run on the same tile, and it never starts moving. So it's like somehow it's canceled the movement. Is that what happens if you catch up now? No, it still got highlighted. So if you move into it, it cancels. All right, so this is any, well, you know, I've been wanting to work on this code anyway, but I do want to fully understand exactly what's going on here. So I think this has to do with setting the auto run flag, because this is any mouse click. And there's no path to draw. So if it's a double click, we always assume that was on a different tile. If mouse held or auto run. But is this a state where we're already moving? Where is this? Yeah, this is going the wrong way. If I could do the U. Pointer move. Is that right? Nope, pointer down. So this is a situation, well, there were pointer downs, and it probably is ignoring ones. It's going to be assumed to be an auto click. Well, that's the awkward thing, is that where do I detect a click to end? Oh, we don't actually get into motion. Oh, also, actually, it might be mouse held, not auto run specifically. Yeah, I redid the mouse held flag. And then we reuse that down here. At one time, I had done a way to draw stuff on screen. What do we draw? We draw the tip pause. Okay, so this is draw a message. But this is like center of screen. I mean, it's probably fine for debugging purposes. So message position, which is something. So what I want is something in the regular drawing loop. Man, draw chalk background. Draw map cell. Draw live objects. Where does that get called from? So I want some kind of live output of these things. Oh my goodness, this drawing code. Oh, let's just draw. All right. Set view center position. Are there any messages in here? Play pending. Nope. Draw a square. Well, this would be kind of towards the bottom of this if you were doing an overlay. So you kind of want in the overlay area. So down here, oh, draw message, bug message. If show bug message. He's doing a background, but that's fine. So we just want to say, no, let's draw rect. I want draw message pause as last screen view center. So we just use last screen view center, right? Oh, but then I have to do last screen view center. Then I need the text. Wait, does draw message do like some text lookup stuff? Because he's like bug message 1A, 1B, 1C. Maybe draw message shows translated string type things. Well, no, that's a translate. So there, huh. Interesting. There are some translation hooks in here. But this is the kind of thing I'm looking for. Does this draw differently than draw message, though? You can draw message. All right, draw, and we're down near the bottom of that. Oops. See, so that's a unique string, right? Okay, good. So we need a message that is these are booleans. Well, that should translate to ints. So we have held %d run %d and just mouse held int no auto run. Message. Expected primary expression. Oh, we lost a comma. Okay, I'm got a food update yet. I mean, if I die, I just respawn, so that's not a big deal. Okay, so we were picking up one object. Oh. Okay, so just double clicking something, or maybe for whatever reason we have to do that. Okay. All right, so that is triggering double click. And it can be any two rapid taps, which is much easier because I've raised the limit on that. So I actually am getting hungry. Let's see, is it going to be easier to eat or... And there we go. Yep, and you see, yeah, because I've got the raised limit. So this is actually something I've been meaning to work on. So there are a couple of things. One is that I think some of this is going from two buttons, so we want to check it's the same button. We probably want to look for movement of the mouse. People could still double click on something. Maybe we could tell if there's a hovered object currently. I don't know if that's in the code. Another thing I've been wanting to look for on this is there like general techniques for double click detection? Point of the mouse click. Distinguish between clicks and double clicks. This might be Microsoft specific, but no. Double click extends the action. Yeah, this is events. Roll back a click action. Yeah, they're giving you the click and double click event, so it doesn't. We want double click. How about false positive? Adblock plus. Yeah, that's getting too many other junk. Inadvertently double clicked. No. Okay. We're back to detection. Yes. Problem is, so many libraries do this for you that there's not even like documentation on. MSDN is probably going to be, yeah, double click, double click. Advanced buttons and event handling. I mean, maybe Unity kind of has to deal with that. A movement key without using it. No, it's probably a specific thing. Accidental double clicks. Ooh, that color scheme. And then this is trying to use some system colors, which is not great. That might actually be part of the problem on the other side too. Mouse motion. Mouse press, mouse release, mouse enter, mouse exit. Quick consecutive clicks. Once the event occurred. That's kind of the stuff I was thinking of. Yeah, we got the timer. Input manager. These are all repeated for some reason. This feels like something with broken colors. One thing I don't like about Firefox, they try too hard to use the system colors. And most sites don't account for that. Probably any site I've made before doesn't account for that. Wait, that's already doing the double click for you.
Hello friends.
I don't really want a video. You're getting the timestamps and having a timer, I guess, is what they're doing here. That doesn't seem to be anything besides time. This is auto hotkey. Prior hotkey. Yeah, check for the prior. Check for the same button. Well, we might have to kind of roll our own because there doesn't seem to be. I really have to go hunting to figure out. To find the like operating system level double click detection resources. Tolerance of. Okay, yeah. It's kind of something I was looking at. Well, if you double right clicked, well, that comes back to maybe for activation requiring you not to be on an object. Which I don't know if it's something I can, if the game keeps if you're like hovered an object, or if that's, you have to be in the object detection loop to like, just say if you clicked and you're, and we then detect you're on an object, we're not going to consider that a candidate for a double click. All right, well, we're not finding good resources on this. All right, so we have mouse down frames, mouse double click frames. We're also going to want for this now, well, step one, we can eliminate some of them by checking the button. Which means we're going to need some state. Okay, then we got the constants. So this is, how does it report a button? Pointer down or mouse down? I thought it was pointer down. Now let's compute past the dust. That is in the draw loop. Oof. Something huge. Oh my god. There's probably a motion that I don't know to go to a closing block. Oh, and that wasn't it either. Well, where was the thing I was at? Let's try going down instead. See if this is near the bottom. It's crazy. I must think about that for a bit. That step. No, I wanted the... Well, you know what? If we're checking auto run, at some point we're going to have to do a fake mouse down event. Pointer down. I was doing lowercase. Alright, so, is last mouse button right? Okay. I'm going to assume that that's going to be, do we have an actual Boolean type? Do not appear to have any kind of Boolean type. Max double. All right. If it's less than, so we're in some kind of pointer down now. If it's less than that, and pretty much we want to say, well, no, not here. Last button, yeah. Last button right equals is last mouse button right. Oops. I said primary expression. What? No. 17001. Oh, I hadn't finished this yet. And last button right equals is last button right. Now I don't know how. That's probably not a very heavy message. Wait. Oh, it's going to be mod click. That's going to be a local variable, though. But we can say, oh, actually, mod click should be fine, yeah. Okay, so I want you. Mod click, and you can be equals mod click. So this should only allow it if it is the same button within the window, which is a step. Oh, I died. Well, all we need is a couple objects here. So we can still do that one, and then that disables... But it does put us into run mode, which I don't remember what was happening in that one thing. But if we do that, or that... That wasn't run, but I got into that weird animation state. If I do that, I can... Yeah, but I didn't start moving. So this is... okay, so there is actually something beyond the double-click detection here. Because I got into run... No, because I was moving the mouse, and that was the... Well... So there is a double-click on... an object is still going to get... Well, you'll at least move, so it's not like you just can't... unless... We're still running state. Yeah, if it's something like right next to you. Okay, then that got it off. So after everything we... Well, yeah, we'll still be able to reproduce that one after we fix everything else. So now the awkward thing is I'd like to checkpoint this. Okay, I think I know what I can do. Get status, get diff. We've got this stuff, which is because the double click frames, which is all part of that chunk. Well, that we can just kind of keep updating as we go. I won't forget about it. Oh, did we do a oopsie here? Did we did an oopsie. And then we removed or changed a blank, wait, no, it's message, oops. Is that one? Edit our little draw message. Okay, so we want to... Would this be like a get stash? What did that leave us at? Okay, I think we're fine. Do you have an interactive option? Push patch. Interactively select hunks. Git stash. This is one we want to split, ideally. Split the hunk concurrence to smaller hunks. All right, and then we want to keep that. So no. We want to, is it keep? Yes. Stash that change. Stash that change. I think it's skip. No, not skip, maybe. Oh, no, split. Oh, oops. No. And no. Patch does not apply? What? On branch master, changes not staged for commit. Okay, what did we leave it as? Okay, oh, that's everything. So drop that. We'll try this again. And we'll just have to give up on it and undo things, I guess. So split that one. We want to not stash that. Stash that. Stash that. Not stash that. Not stash that. I don't know how that fails. But okay. So we have max mouse, max double click frames, and we're using 12. And debug, debug message. Living life page. We put this in around 7463. And we removed a line there. Oh, I misremembered that. Wait. 7643. So 7463. Yep. Oh, now we changed spacing. It's saying the one before here. Okay, so we've got the new variable, we've got that. We're checking it, we're saving it. And do you have... Generate a new commit for the current patch. Permanently store... To the applied patches modifying a file. Just to get patches. I think this is refresh. Okay. Now, split notes. Put that back. I guess I should keep a copy there. Max double click time, leave it easier to do. So the other thing we want, can we take advantage of this? So every time an event happens, we store the last value. Next, double click. So we're saying auto run if we get a double click at all. But this is going to be in a pointer down where we've already stored the previous. Show bug message return, server socket return. I can't just jump above this. And I'm relying on mod click. So I actually need my own like previous, which actually kind of makes last button. I want to be consistent about this. And then we need, there they are. So they're floats. And we do last. And then where we specifically check for double clicks, we want to say previous mouse X equals, and then we change, what does he use typically last X, last Y, or in X, in Y? Primarily. Let's look at in X and Y. Just for consistency. And then we're going to need a little constant. Max double click drift is, I have no idea what appropriate units are. I guess we'll have to test some things and see how they feel. And this is starting to get crazy. And previous mouse X is well, it's going to be absolute regardless. I hope that's a function. In X is less than max double click drift. And abs previous mouse Y. And then he tends to do that. I mean, I guess technically he tends to do this. That wasn't really following style there. Oh, speaking of which, this is misaligned for JSON style. So is this. Well, it's going to make a bigger patch. Oh well. Let's see if that compiles. I almost want to have like a second variable where I detect the distance and then see how that feels. All right, so we had 2 branches. Wait, I don't really need 2 branches. All right, so for the 1, 1, 2, all right, so we can still do that. So let's try boom, 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 boom. Well, that's nice. Yeah, and I'm actually not able to trigger it while running. Which is interesting, because sometimes you kind of run and you want to upgrade to double click, which is... Oh, these are in world coordinates! Okay. Well, that's something we need to account for. Do you ever click something on screen? Like an OK button, or that might be different because that would, yeah, this is the Living Life page, not the menu settings page. How about last screen? Get last. Oh. Okay. That works. Pointer drag. Where are these updated? Screen to world. Pointer move. Does he do this in pointer down? Pointer down. Hey, Pollux. How's it going? Did I pass it? Oh, it's right below where I'm doing this. So we've got mouse down. I don't think I care about that. Mouse already done, mouse down. I don't think I care about that. So I actually need to move this whole thing to below screen position. So I can use this as last... I'd still need 2 variables. Although one of them... Your game was WoW? It's not my game. It's I'm working on some modifications to the game. The game is... don't they have a window here? 1 hour, 1 life. And the source is available. I don't know if he really advertises it until you've bought access to the servers, but it's out there. And if you're really interested, I can point you to where. But you know, there are a couple people, because it is essentially, the code has been like public domain. Several people are doing mods to it. I'm working on my own mods right now, which are someone else is trying to incorporate into his thing, and with the testing, they found a problem with the double-click detection that I'm trying to improve. But this is kind of an indie game. He actually recently took it to Steam after a couple months selling it himself, and has had some success doing that. But I'm doing more down code stuff today than like feature stuff that might be of interest to the regular users. So going into the sort of coding. Oh, wait a minute. You know what? I forgot to go under software dev. Oops. I was away for the holiday week, so All right, so we want not this, but last screen mouse X and last screen mouse Y. And then this needs to be last screen mouse X and last screen mouse Y. Properly detected double click. Yeah, I decided to stop jumping between editors a while back, and that was when I had to learn at some point, and there was some... it was kind of one of the things among many programmers. So I like the concept, although I still fumble the keys a lot. All right, I probably need some food. So it should be possible to do that while running now. But if I'm drifting slightly, moving around, it's actually not very easy to do that. So that might actually be a big step. Because, I mean, like, I actually have a very generous double-click window right now. Oh, well, that did it. Oop, that doesn't help. So that will probably go a long way towards solving those problems. Now, if you double-click an object, you're still going to have problems. But for the case that we saw in the video, of like, click one thing, click another, or drop something, pick up something else. Oops. Well, it's hard to hit the object. Interesting, we still have this situation. Oh, that did trigger run. Was that a drop pickup? It did trigger run. We've got this animation playing. I wonder if that's actually which I have actually seen. But no, we're able to go do stuff, so that's just an animation issue. Yeah, I'd have to figure out what variable drives that sort of... It's not a full walk animation. Is it like a short walk animation? Yeah, and then you pick up an object next to you. But I'm not getting double click detection, at least. And that I think that's probably... Yeah, that feels like it's within the time still. Of course, once you do get there... Since I'm using double click for run, I probably need to figure out if I can detect when you're not moving and just cancel it. But I still made a step. It's a useful step. All right. This might actually need two. Max double click was standard there. I might actually be able... You know what? This actually was a small number before. So now that we've got more protection, maybe a 20 would be good. Because I think it was like the 15 was around what I was getting when I was kind of testing that out. This is a completely arbitrary number. Oh, that's the screen center. Okay, sure. So we've got state, we've got kind of settings. I have the debug message needs to go out. Was that 2 lines or 1? So I've got that in notes. Yeah, when you're in previous, change their time. That color is awful. Oh. Does this one have the better... I think this has better colors. Yeah, a little bit better colors. So we removed all that, put it down here, so the changes won't be as evident. Looks like we've got added a line. Previous mouse. That was just empty space. Oh, and we removed a blank line up here. I don't know what kind of blank line. Yeah, so this was a indented line. There might still be a change versus source, though. I'll have to check that when we get to the patch. Okay. So STG refresh. Is it STG show? Added that, added that. Other changes. Okay, that did end up netting out a line there. STG refresh. You had press and enter. I'm missing. I'm not. I'm missing some context there, I think. The icon. You mean the command mode? Seven. Seven. Oh, it's probably, you mean 001. Oh, yeah, I mean, I've got the extra characters there. So this appears to be, I removed the wrong line here. Oh, no, 11. Yeah. Yep, I've got the little visible character. I'm sure that's available in other editors as well. I didn't necessarily mean to remove a line there. Mouse already down. Oh, no, that was it. No. Where is this? 17120. Yep, 17120 go. How about auto run? That's a little less common. Oh, to 144. Okay. So that might be it. So there was originally 2 new lines there. Okay, that removes some needless white space changes. Did I change? Too many diffs. Can I do clear? There we go. Ah, yeah. Yeah, those visible white space characters, I think, are probably going to be in almost any editor. Wait, did this not clear? Oh, well, okay, I can at least see where it is. Okay, that is counting that up. Auto run, auto run. All right. So our Git status, I think, is clean now. So what do I want to do? I want to... There was still a situation. Oh, if we get into double click and we're not moving. So where is it generating the actual clicks? That would be one place to check. Continuous movement mode. Pushing out a click. In motion. I wonder if that's it. Well, I have to think about what happens when we trigger a flag that says auto run. Which we normally expected to be... You know what, for auto run? For auto run... And there are probably still ways you could do this. Oh, it doesn't have the flag on it. Oh, I forgot my line number. It was like 7463-ish? Yeah. All right, so if we were to... Interesting. My last click counted as a hold. But it's not... I guess because it reached destination? That is an interesting bit of state there. Because it can only reset the held time on clicks. So you can run to an object, but then there it's fine. But if you're not running to the object... Ooh. And that click doesn't even... Okay, and then that... Okay, so catching yourself still works. Yeah, so maybe it's a double right click is one of the things we're running into. Oh, that's... Yeah, and then we're not doing this. Oh, that reached the cursor. So that's far enough away. That has somewhere to go. That puts us into run mode. But we're still able to do stuff. It's just not... While you're there... No, that... Need another object. One that won't disappear, please. Yeah, and if you don't have to move to the object, it won't interact with it. What is the trick here? And that can, I think, appear. No, it doesn't work well with Nope, that canceled it because it got to a destination. There are still situations like if you're managing a basket or something, like in the one clip, which was brought to my attention, where you can't interact with like the object right in front of you. Like you should be able to. Oh, I guess you can't swap that because it's the same object. Yeah. It's like that works. Okay, that still works too. But this is the case we don't want. We double click something, or we don't go anywhere. We don't actually get into the running state. So we need to figure out what actually gets us to like return on draw path marks. Because that is not happening, and we're not running. Auto run equals true. So if we turn on auto run, this should get set. Well, there's different kinds of white space characters. So in VS Code, I expect is something that's mature enough to be able to configure that. But by default, it might be literally showing space. Oh, it doesn't? Okay. I must be thinking Visual Studio then. Yeah, so you'll very often get configurability for all the common white space characters. So I like to have carriage returns in tabs, whereas spaces, are kind of my default state. So it feels like it kind of becomes distracting to have those shown. Yeah, and then for Vim, there's a thing you set up to do characters, and I kind of borrowed the ones from TextMate, which is where I came from previously. So that is... no, it's backspace. That's window keys. Yep. So this is, yeah, so tab is this little arrow. And I don't remember what this is about. Because the syntax for this gets kind of weird, as you might imagine, with having to represent white space. And then end the line of that. Oh, and then this is saying tab space. And I think this is like saying expanded or something. And then the end of line, then the thing we're showing end of line gets a little weird, but yeah, that's how I'm configuring things. So presumably draw path marks is getting turned off right away. That is the auto run flag. So we saw that that was still on. Well, that's weird. It never seems to get set to false. Oh, maybe it's only path to dest not equal to null. We're not creating the path. Not equal to our live object. I guess these are like destinations. Well, also we need we have to have generated a path to dest. Not equal to null. Not equal to null. Equals path to dest. Path to dest equals null. Delete it. Okay. New grid pause path length. Player moves start. Even number at least 8. So this is when you come back and you actually get the movement. There's no movement generated here. So we're not going to generate a path or any kind of movement operation. Where does in motion get set? Until we receive final telling us that move is over. We track our local in motion status. Oh, the mouse overclicked cell until after mouse moves out and back in again. I suppose that could be a thing too. Not in motion, not in motion. In motion equals true. If must move. Oh, must move equals false. Dest ID 0 and not move. Try and pick up baby. Blah, 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 blah. Move to an empty spot where we're not already standing. Can interrupt current move. Found empty. Can't execute as close as possible. If must move. But is this like in a response to a click, or is this just a step thing? Did I miss it? No. These functions are so huge. Wait. Okay, that appears to be in pointer down. All right, 18309 to 16984. We were searching for must move. Okay, so this is in pointer down, which is also where we are doing some of our auto, well, I don't know how often must move. Must move is a local thing. The thing is, when we set auto run to true, we're probably not in motion. Well, it is a double click. So if we moved somewhere and detected a spot in the same place, we're probably already in motion? So could we just say, do we have a current live object? I was only doing this here before. Okay, so we get this down here, which is, unless we skip out on one of these. Update received to confirm last action. Then we don't need that here. And we can use that. All right, we're in New Eve now. We should have, I guess I've grabbed the branch somewhere else. Well, I guess the first test, can we still auto run? Yay, we can still run. And then we have this. Let's try to slick a rocker. Okay, that was a little bit of an accidental, but I was actually running, so it makes more sense. So it has to be somewhere that actually... Okay, that seems pretty reliable. You're clicking around, you can still kind of get it off. While doing that. But if we're doing like a switching task... No, find my other spot. Oh, it's the same object, so... Oh, there's another one. Okay. We'll try to use that and switch, or use that and switch. No, I have turned up. Let's turn my timing back up. 30 seems to be something we could activate pretty reliably, just to allow some... Well, I'm trying to move, which I've already thrown out moves. Maybe I need to undo some of the other stuff temporarily, just to check if this is a useful test. I'm going to do this for now. Just won't have to worry about it. And I'm eventually going to want to kind of do this down here anyway. Well, actually, those are the more expensive tests, aren't they? Oops. What did I... Oh. No. What was that warning? Because that was related to my actual stuff. Oh, unused variable. Okay, that's fine. Now for this... Okay, these aren't generating moves, so that should cut out a lot of stuff, and then we can still... Ooh. Oh, I guess right clicks... Oh, for some reason I thought right clicks generated moves as well. Okay. Maybe they generate them when you're carrying something, because it could come to drop operation. So I can actually auto-run to... But it's still going to drop it, so it doesn't matter at that point. Okay. Oh, so actually... If I do that and then move to extend... Well... I can sort of use that. But I'm not sure that's really standard intended behavior. We should actually just be ignoring right clicks. Because it doesn't generate in motion. Oh, it used to do that with the mod because it was a double click that triggered auto run. But the game would not normally move you there. We can just ignore right clicks entirely. That takes care of all the two-sided things. All right, I think we're done with you. We've got this protection back. So we don't even need previous button. Well... We sort of do, because we don't want to have a previous click that was a right click, and then we go on a left click and trigger it. And not mod click. So we never want... Well, that triggers on a right click. So saying that the current one is not a mod click and that it has to match is like saying the previous one had to be a left click. Does that matter with the in motion flag? Depending on when they trigger the motion, because if we did a right click into a left click, I'm pretty sure this is like completely safe. So we do need to track the previous button. We can't avoid that. Let's do some testing. Actually, I think what I want to... Well, I want to double check this, and then I want to try taking out the previous test and see if there's a way to break it. Because that would just be some stuff we didn't have to deal with. So we're looking for like right click to left click. Well, I've got the mouse motion in there, so give me a rocker. Well, I can actually interact with that. Yeah, so we've got this is mouse movement. So the danger would be going right click to left click. Would you ever do that in the same object? Basket, maybe. Would be something you could interact with. Need a rock first. Oh, cool. You found the extension for it? Oh, it doesn't know this application from my other click. Man, rocks is one thing this place doesn't have. Cool. Yeah, having worked in some code bases that were sometimes tabs, sometimes spaces, I liked that. And then the new lines help finding the trailing spaces without having spaces on it for everything. But yeah, especially if you get code bases that have mixed spaces and tabs all over the place, it becomes awkward. Yep. Hi, pig. Hi, pig. Oh, hi, pig. Maybe we'll go look for read somewhere else. There's one. I'm not actually sure if you can combine reeds and straw. I can get 2 straw. Oh, where did I drop my rock? There it is. Oh, and there's the accidental activations. I need to work on deactivation as well. Oh, and there's the other reeds. Ah, cool. Actually, let's just use reeds for that. Well, I guess that reeds are useful for Adobe as well, but those will sit. Not that it matters in this little toy server, but yeah, and the generation for this place doesn't seem to have changed too much despite the jungles. Interesting. Okay, so I've got a sharp rock around here somewhere. Okay, so with that in, probably with 2 objects, we'd have more interesting scenarios. And here's all the objects you ever need. I might have to change my... Okay. I can't really see... So the case to be worried about is right-click, left-click. Which you can't even do that fast because you have to get an item in hand for it to respond. Okay, so with that check in there, we're fine. So this, we can remove all that logic if this isn't necessary. So we're worried about right, left. Yeah, because we're not generating motion events here. So I think that should be sufficient. So we can drop all of the previous button stuff. And then this might still be a little bit generous. I don't know exactly where to set that. That this might almost be something you want to expose a setting for. And then if you set it to 0, you wouldn't have double click at all. I think Ops was talking about possibly doing disable settings for stuff. All right. So we can still run if we want to. It's a little bit harder to do it accidentally while running around if you're doing lots of clicks. Okay, I managed to get one off there, but that was kind of in a running state anyway. And if we go over to like these kind of things, didn't generate motion, so it's not a run. That okay, so you can still charge past something. That's a tricky one. But I think we're in at least a good point to kind of checkpoint this. I need to remove the debugging. So that was around 7463 at one point. And this is in my notes, so I should have a copy of it. We had to move our live object up, which is more possibility for bad interactions with things in the future, but oh well. So this, we moved that down, which is fine. Not quite his style, but eh. I didn't put that there. I just really shouldn't. Previous. I should probably say previous screen, but that's not what we're doing right now. All right, STG refresh. All right, so the other thing we're thinking about looking at is, can we tell if we are hovering an object at this point? Last mouse over ID has been reset by the point we do some of the things we're looking to do. So this is before we do any of our hit detection. Well, I may have to, you normally shouldn't be needing to double click objects, so that might be okay. That might be a playtesting thing. But I do sometimes have trouble stopping. I did have that set up to, Oh, I know what it is. And I just keep forgetting this. I'm currently relying on mouse hold to stop. But if it's a quick enough pointer up, it doesn't trigger the mouse hold stop code. Mouse held. There'd be someplace we set it to false, right? Pointer drag, which we might not. Oh no, pointer up. Show bug server, server message received, player action pending. Ooh. this was put in since I did this. So this is our mouse held. Oh, I have to do this to an extent. Because there's always going to be a pointer up on a double click. Is this something where I need to say, or does this mess us up? Because it's always going to detect that pointer up on the actual double click. I left my debugging out. Yep, that's going to universally mess us up. Now, yeah, we actually sort of get it for a moment. And then the pointer up comes in. Yeah, so we can't do that. Oops, that's the one we need. So I want to, How do I detect a... I'd almost have to detect a mouse down while running. And then, actually, a mouse down while running. Well, already running. As long, well, you could get into double click situations, but would probably be, well, the problem is it generates virtual pointer downs. There's not any abstraction of do a thing here versus any abstraction of a user pointer down versus do a thing here. So I can't detect. Well, actually, wasn't there a fake click thing? Yeah, he added fake click. Maybe it wasn't fake click. Forced ground click. But that's not universally used. Okay, so that's for ending the path. Let's use waypoint. That's a mouse vector. Mouse held or auto run. Oh man, it's not for. Are you kidding me? Oh, because right, F was actually capital. That put it into Walters mixed. It's match mixed. Okay, so that's nicely wrapping those. Oh, auto runners are taking care of that. And I still have to solve the road stuff. Void clicks on self and objects. Yeah, I still have to fix the interaction with roads, which is a tricky thing. And I need a better dev environment for that. So he uses that in the road following. Oh, this is check for pointer hit. So the trick to getting it to stop is actually holding down the button. Do I have to do something that's like exclude auto run equals true? Or I track that it is the first click of an auto run and then ignore that pointer up? We have object in motion, we have click gap. Now, I went to all the trouble to make a mouse held flag to avoid things like this, but that was used like 3 times. Oh, maybe is it pointer up? No. If mouse held and in motion, treat the up as or, well, style is different than mine. I should forgot about that last one. Mouse held or auto run and not. No, it's auto run and not the first click. No, actually, it's you. Then match up that. No. Just need to do you. And I might want to put the debug back. Okay, we're still here. Okay, we're able to activate. All right, so this gets, are we able to deactivate? No, that does not work. If you don't get the mouse held, that will not deactivate you. Well, I guess we've reset the gap somehow. As it gets into the kind of state that I don't like keeping, just curious if it'll work. And then this is something that we pretty much reset every time we click. All right, and then pointer up. Or, well, actually, this is an auto run. So we still got, we need to close that, we need to close that, and then we have that. Auto run. Nope, I need to exit this. Oh, I'm getting old. Yay! All right, so this is something I'm going to have to play with a bit to see if there are ways to. This is where I kind of might need. Yeah. And then if I try to stop at an object, I'll just stop there. And unfortunately, I can't actually activate. Oh, that's right. He put in the thing where stops. Stop you right where you are instead of where you clicked. But that's actually part of that little bit of code I was just working on. Treat the up as one. That's for mouse held. You know what? Maybe I should just have my own code here. Whereas I actually do kind of want this. Reuse of pointer down and it makes it look like the button is held. So that's right. Kind of fixed that stuff. So that turns off that. I shouldn't actually need you. So this goes back to unmodified, essentially. And then the first click protection is essentially the thing we were missing from before. No, not you yet. I'm probably gonna die soon. It's fine. All right, so we activate, we stop. Ooh, we don't stop. That's interesting. Oh, So that broke it. There must have been something else in that little bit of code that actually did the stop. What? What? Auto run equals false. So hold still works, right? And it does the immediate stop. If I run, even the hold doesn't stop me. So catching myself works. Right click worked. Wait, why did that work? So it comes. Now it won't stop. I wonder if something is short-circuiting my first click reset. Nope. Still running. Now the weird thing is that this worked when I integrated with the hold. Maybe I was actually holding? Well, that was doing a different kind of exit. Alright, so that appears to be irrelevant. So I went back to this old one. Yes, this is a little bit wasteful. Ooh, I am not in a position to comment on that, I'm afraid. I do not know I have not done the graphics stuff. I should really just grab a live object here, but... So let's see if that will at least stop us. This might actually be for not... And the conditions were just working. What? Alright, does this have to do with the location we're clicking? I don't see why this extra step makes a difference. It's like then we don't even need this. Probably I'm getting hungry. How does that make a difference? But I don't want to click there. Is it defining P? Is it because it simulates a click next to the character and that's treated... Because when you catch your pointer, that stops you. So why does right click work and left click doesn't? The weird thing is that if we go back to this, nope, not you. Does work. And they're like the same function, just different points. Oh. And then it doesn't. Okay. So it has to be like how that pointer lines up with the current position. Oh, maybe it looks like I click on the character, and that looks like something else. Oh. Well, that broke something else then. That was supposed to just be a hold. And that was just a hold. Maybe it was when the virtual clicks happened? Yeah, that's some crosstalk there. Might be the virtual clicks. So it must be that it ends up like clicking the character. Or just adding a point. It's like that does something. Oh, I wonder if the pointer down ends up reactivating it. Oh. Maybe we should turn auto run off first. So it's not treating that as a auto run click. That this is just the stock code. That might be it. That might actually be a thing I should be doing here as well. And I'm about to die. Yep. That does not allow me to exit still. Why does right click work? So that's probably, if I had to guess, some interaction with the left-right check here. No. It's not related to that check. Okay. So this is something else that left-right clicks are doing. Mouse already down. Oh, this gets messy now. Does a right click stop it if I don't have the pointer down code? Or pointer up? No, wrong search. Oh, the other thing I need to test is if it's this thing that's somehow keeping it going. Oh, you know what? The character was already past the pathing there. I probably don't even need the. Well, we've already got a mouse down there. Oh, I'm mouse downing and I'm making a new mouse down, so it looks like a double click. Previous character died. Okay, so the right click is independently doing something to it. So we've always got that. So we probably don't need this. Aww. I thought I had it. Man, what the heck is right click doing then? So when I had this other code, it did something. So I have reason to believe my activation condition is right. I need to get my bug little overlay back. Living life page. And it was somewhere around 7463 originally. I want to see if it flips off for a second, and then like another click comes in and activates it or something. Nope. If it is reactivating, it's reactivating within the frame. How would I test for that? I'm going to take a break and then see if I can figure out a way to figure that out. Be back in a few minutes. It's like 5 of the tech pods.
This is funny. I can see.
Wow,
like.
So apparently he found a way to stall people here. Interesting. What did you do, Hendrik? And I have no soil.
I'm just looking at like the resin pile, and it's just like.
Why? Oh, I took off all my canisters when I was doing that. Can I still reach one? Not with all this organic in my backpack.
There we go. Okay.
There we go.
Is everything gonna be invisible for me? 'Cause that would stink.
Okay, I can't actually build into myself. What did you do, Hendrik?
Where's this other guy?
All right, welcome back. How do we get... I may... have to go... I know at one point I actually got a log file out of this thing. More of an event-based thing. Log.txt? I want to scan through what's in here. And this is like all of our runs today. Alright, I don't see anything dangerous here. Let's look at another window for it. We're generally going to be looking at the bottom. And then I have to remember how to log to this thing. It's like we only change auto-run in a very small number of places. So if we're turning it off, well, if we're turning it off, we have to be turning it back on. But we reset this to 0. Ew, if we get that far in, is there something short-circuiting us here? Show bug message, server socket, mod click. No, nothing should be short-circuiting before we get there. Alright, log. App log. Where else is that used? This might be minor gems, but maybe even there's printing it, printing out all these startup messages. Oof. I'm probably better not doing this in the base directory because we end up searching all of the game files. Well, that's a blatant lie. Let's just try here. Living life page. I know we saw it. Ah, it's Windows Y. App log. App log, print out next message. Do I need to do that? It's a warning, warning. Error F. There's no printout next message here. Alright, so this is probably a minor gems thing. See, this is an easy one to open. Did I bump caps lock? I don't think so. No. Okay. Oh man. There we go. When something becomes muscle memory and then you forget it. This should give us the interface. and maybe some other examples. Error, critical error, warning with a format string. So probably just applog info. Living life. All right, so pointer up. Okay, that's player action pending. Applog info. Turning off auto run. Pointer down. Turning on auto run. Now I don't know if this is a live log or if it flushes interactively. Wait. It's working now. What the heck? Now we added log statements which change the amount of time things take. Okay, so we do have to... Okay, now it writes. Can I presume this is and that many milliseconds? So 52, 54, turning on, turning off. Did get a double on there. Turning off, turning, well. Man. So this is some slippery timing thing. Okay, now it's held because we've got no pointer up events. Oh. And now it's not working. Maybe I was just hitting my character. All right, we need to get a better isolated case here. All right, single event, activate, click. Okay, freeing, 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 turning on, turning on, turning on. We never activated off? What? Oh, no, I didn't need to recompile that. Nothing to be done. I think we were dying here. Oh, yeah, just about it. Just about dead. We're not activating off. Why are we not activating off? This would only trigger on pointer up, so it's not too bad. So we want to know that we got a pointer up. I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think that's going to happen. First object set. I don't think that's going to happen. Pending. The click did so is that if the click does something, it's waiting for confirmation. Not running. Well, mostly not running. We've got the first click thing. Oh, it's read-only while it's running. All right, well, that's an extra click. Fine. Turning on, turning on. All right, we got pointer up from something. Not running. That was probably our first click. Pointer up, not running. Oh no, yeah. Then we got a mouse down that turned it on. We got a pointer up. That's our first click. Then we turned it on again. Pointer up says we're not running. We turned it on again. Then we're still going to be first click. Oh, and we actually have timestamps for these. So first turn on is at 45. 100 milliseconds to the pointer up. This is all the same second. Turn on to pointer up. Same millisecond. That's interesting. It's like crazy tight timing. We turned on auto run. This is where I might actually want some more clicks. To see if like every time it's just turning it back on. And then skipping it because it's triggering the first instance again. So we're getting pointer ups. Yeah, for the berries and stuff. Turning on, pointer up, not running. Turning on, turning on. Yeah, I only activated this once this time. I think I need to have a lockout for turning on pointer. Pointer down. Well, I need to have a lockout. Oh, there have been no real mouse clicks. So we keep resetting the gap. Or it's doing them often enough to fall in the window, maybe? If we're not already running, if we're already running, then it really doesn't matter if we turn it on. But this matters. Make that easier to find. Because yeah, if it just keeps activating on every of the fake clicks. Oh, that one didn't do it. I must have met my pointer that time. Okay, pointer up, turning on auto run. Off, on. I did not activate it that many times. So we turn it off and then we turn it on. And we are not currently faking pointer downs. Mouse held. Oh, mouse held does get turned on by this implicitly. All the time. Not step. That's shutting mouse down, which is a not very accurate variable. So auto run, since we have no pointer up events. Okay, so we can actually solve this without like slapping down mouse down all the time. Because what's killing us here is that we then immediately go into if mouse held, and we got the pointer up. Yeah, so I'm be going down here doing this click and then reactivating it. That could, This is why, well, this is probably going to be a complicated problem even without this program structure. All right. Oh. Yep, well, that wasn't while running. But if we see something we want to interact with, we can stop there. I'm not sure I'm getting... Oh yeah, I'm not getting object highlights while running. Yeah, okay, so that's some other intended thing. Huh. So I wonder, I don't know what's different about right clicks. Something it was doing, I guess. Because it wasn't a movement command. And it goes to the last point there. I don't even need the last pointer down. All right, we are the only person who put app logs in here. So all of these are our fault. So pointer up. So another way to do this might be to do an else here. But that seems like it could be less resilient against patch updates. I need the pointer down code, auto run. Okay, first click, make sure we're not auto running. You know what? Even though that's the first, well, that's only difference in my own patch. It doesn't make that big a difference. But we do have that whole edge thing to worry about. Its status. So diff. Oh, debug message. And that had added that line. Okay, so that's where we added. Oh, we moved first click. No, added is up just up there. All right, so STG refresh. And that's probably gonna have to be about it. Now what we do want to do is STG export. And then we go into patches, get status, get, oh, hey, there you are, Robs. Unfortunately, I ran out of time to look at your black box bug, but I think I found the issue with clicking. I need to STG, Is it push or pop? Patches from the stack. Just make sure everything still compiles. All right, STG export. Oh, the series file got some updates. So, and I probably should have done just game line number updates first, but oh well. So we added a bunch of stuff there. Line number updates. Yes, this is kind of a big rewrite of that. And these pretty much all be line number updates. Reworking, double click, detection and auto run ending. So I think what was happening is that people who are much faster than me were doing 2 clicks in succession on an item. You know, basket and ground or ground basket. So I was putting into auto run mode, which for whatever reason it was doing, despite the fact that it couldn't move. I didn't get all the way into that. I just put a figure, well, if the first click moved you, we'll count that as doing it. And, well, and some other things. Auto run equals true. So, yeah, I found out it was a re-clicking. Oh, he double clicks things. Yeah. Well, Scholar might still have some issues then. Although if it's an item nearby, the in-motion check will catch it. So I found out when I was trying to work on exiting auto run, so this should be a lot better too, that it was like reissuing it from an auto clicker or something somehow. Also the fact that the auto clicks end up doing mouse down or mouse held, which has a separate condition stuff on it. We're able to raise this a little bit because we're checking that. We're only checking the left button instead of left and right, and we're looking for, if we're right-clicking 2 objects, we're looking to be a mouse pointer that does not move too much. And then I added something to ignore the first pointer up so we can do better detection of new clicks. So I think that will resolve that issue. But I did run out of time to look at the black boxes, but I did notice that on a live stream, so I don't think it's related to the integration. Maybe something in the base game changed, but I didn't really have time to look into that, and that would be like a lot of figuring out where things are and what parts of code to look at, so I don't want to do that just now. But that should be an updated auto run patch. Oh, and when I was testing things out the other day, I had one little thing that annoyed me in that I would sometimes hit the, probably just, muscle memory, hit the naming keys while trying to type something, and it would replace what I had typed. So maybe put a limit on that where it only goes into blank fields and won't erase anything the user typed. Well, I don't remember if it was adding it into the middle of it or erasing it. I think it was erasing it, and then I kept typing, and it got messy. But a little bit longer than I wanted on that. Because lunch-wise, it's getting a little late for dancing, I think. All right. Thanks for watching. Thanks to Duncan Lake, Deadly Tacos, Gamer Siren, Usrat Gaming, Strictly Phased, Joey Chef for AP, Thylos, Nedmix Games, Instant Speed Live, Stormy Ice Leopard, Secretless, Catnox. I think that's everybody. It always likes to rearrange on me. What else do we got going on right now? Ooh, that took a while. I'm getting a long list of hostables here. Oh, lots of people. Anybody else doing code? All right, so the first thing I see for coding is Toaster Fuel. Somebody that seems to do a good job of talking through what they're doing and stuff, although I did notice some swearing last time I was there. So be advised if you mind that. Otherwise... Uh-oh, do we have... okay, that was that. Otherwise, if you're looking for someplace cool to hang out, that's someplace cool to hang out. Thanks for hanging out with me, and until next time, which is probably going to be tomorrow morning. Bye-bye.